What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason and Joe here. Today we're going to review a new release. This is the new record from Bryan called The Great American Bar Scene. A couple years ago, this guy just kind of like came out of nowhere, went from 0 to 100 in like a second and was huge, and having people that were like at the top of the genre before he showed up opening for him. I think he had Jason Isbell opening for him and stuff. So he is really just like come onto the scene, fully formed star, and he's got this new record out, and it's getting a lot of good reviews. It got the yellow flannel treatment from Anthony Fantano, which was shocking to me, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Will we? Good to know. Well, so Zach Bryan, yeah, he really just came out of nowhere, huh? I had never heard of this dude, and I thought it was like Luke Bryan or like, one of those two first name kind of guys, or they all kind of sound the same. So I was confused when he burst onto the scene, had a number one, right? Like a number one song with Casey Musgraves. His last album, the self-titled Zach Bryan, came out last year. That's the one with the Casey Musgraves song. I don't remember anything about it. Like I listened to it. I thought it was good-ish. I thought it was a good, well sung, well produced, good sounding album that I had, no recollection of the second it ended. I had to look up what it was called. It's self-titled. He had the number one with Casey Musgraves. No idea what it's called. I had to look it up. I have no idea what it sounds like. Just not even a tiny bit.
It's funny that it's called I Remember Everything because it's hard to remember.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Ironic. Yeah, it was a well-made, well-sung, entirely unmemorable after the fact kind of album. So I wasn't really champing at the bit for Great American Bar Scene. And the first time I heard it, I was like, wow, he did it. He turned all his weaknesses into strength. He came out with a memorable album. I listened to it again and I was like, what the hell was I thinking? Because this is exactly like his last album. It is mostly unmemorable. He's going so hard for the like populist musician hero of the Midwest, Heartland rock. He wants to be Bruce Springsteen 1980 and 1982 so bad that it's just a little too much. I don't know what I was hearing the first time. I thought, okay, he finally found some melodies. He finally found some songs that stick with you. And then the second time through, it's like, I've heard all of these songs before. And they were all done by, Bruce Springsteen. And they're all kind of the less memorable tracks from The River. And I mean, it's tough. It's just very rote Heartland rock instrumentation. You got like a hint of banjo, a hint of pedal steel, a couple tracks with harmonica, but mostly it's just kind of like pleasantly strum acoustic, some electric. There's a couple songs that kind of burst to life, but 19 tracks of this like exact same tempo, exact same like nostalgia, remember when, retroness. It's a lot to take. I like the guest stars. I think they provide a nice spark. Nolene Hoffman on Purple Gas, John Mayer on Better Days provide some life with some guitar work. Memphis the Blues, John Moreland, Sandpaper featuring ironically Bruce Springsteen, who shows up to just redo a Bruce Springsteen track. It just sounds exactly like Bruce Springsteen. There's a couple female backing vocalists. I don't think they're credited on one. I forget what song it is, but she provides some nice counterpoint, some prettiness to it. And Bryan he's just stuck in like this lane, and I don't think he can get out of it because every song has the same tempo, the same singing style. Like 90% of them have the same like subjects. It's a lot of like remember when and sort of like, callbacks to the olden days. And it's just missing a spark. There's a couple tracks. The electric guitar on American Nights is good. I think Oak Island's probably the strongest track on the album. It's got like that War on Drugs rhythm. At the end, you get that cacophony of electric guitars and horns that come in and just this big explosion of noise, which is cool. Yes, I think Sandpaper's good, the Bruce Springsteen, because it sounds like a Bruce Springsteen song. I don't think it needed Bruce Springsteen's vocals on there, but he's there because he's the guy. He's the guy to emulate and to be for Zach Bryan. And yeah, it just needs some variety. 62 minutes is way too long for this kind of album. Like this could be a 9 track, 30-minute album, and it would be much stronger for it, but it just rambles and sort of meanders off in the same direction though. It doesn't, explore new territory. It doesn't find new sounds. So yeah, I went from like a strong 4 to I guess like a low 3.5. I'll stick with, I don't want to drop it like too far because maybe I just wasn't in the mood or something. But for how many people were on this album, there's like 1,000 people. It's amazing how every song sounds exactly the same.
I was not impressed with anything I've heard from him before, and I'm still not. I'm really not buying this guy at all. It really makes no sense to me why he is like ascending so quickly when there's so many other artists doing such a similar thing. It's not like he has a unique sound. I do kind of like his voice is probably like the clincher for him. It's like rough enough to feel authentic, but like palatable and smooth enough to have mass appeal. Kind of like a smoother Tyler Childers. So I think that's what's making him so huge and like making him connect to so many people. But I don't think he's a good songwriter, really at all. It's all forced nostalgia. It feels like make believe or just like concocted to stir up feeling, which is fine. I mean, storytelling I think is a valid form of songwriting, and you can make up characters and do that sort of thing, but it doesn't feel like there's a point to anything. Like there's no like greater truth being revealed through his characters or any deeper meaning that I can find. It all just, like you said, feels like remember when, let's feel nostalgic, that kind of thing. Also, my second listen to this, I grabbed a guitar and I was strumming along. I would say 90 to 95% of this record happens on the 1, 4, or 5 chord. The chord changes are so simple. And maybe that's not like a fair criticism to levy against like a country Americana artist, because you could probably say that about a lot of records and probably records that I like that I don't really realize that that's what's happening. But man, the chord changes on this feel so bland. There's like not a single chord change that you don't see coming. It is all just telegraphed directly from like his guitar to your ears. You know what's coming. There are no surprises. It's so bland. I don't have the greatest ear in the world, and I figured out these songs immediately. And yeah, and I don't understand the yellow flannel from Fantano for a guy that like barely even touches this genre and hardly ever reviews artists in this realm to then hop on board with Zach Bryan and give it the yellow flannel makes no sense. I mean, Jason Isbell, we had that controversial review, me and Cram, where Cram went really hard, and I was critical of it, but Cram like went over the top. But I think Jason Isbell's a great songwriter, a million times better than Zach Bryan, way better of a musician. And like John Moreland, who's on this record, just a fantastic songwriter, completely blows Zach Bryan out of the water. I think John Moreland's a better singer too. And then acts like His Golden Messenger, the Felice Brothers, or Coulter Wall. There's just like so many things in this realm that are more deserving of the attention. To me, this is just like maybe one step above Noah Kahan, whatever the hell his name is. He sucks, but this is maybe barely better than that, but not a lot. So it's like a light 3 for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm still just like shocked at how popular he is and how quickly he got popular. I don't understand what makes him an attractive artist to people. Is it like, I mean, a million artists do nostalgia. Like that is literally what country music is. A million artists do this sound. And I don't know, maybe he's found like that Bruce Springsteen kind of thing, but Bruce had like a great band and a unique sound, a sound that was his own. Like there is no unique sound to be found at all. So he's just coasting on his voice and songwriting, and they're fine, but like I don't understand why this is like broken through the morass of other sort of vaguely country artists to be like this pop chart ruling. I don't know if he dethroned Taylor Swift or not, but he was pretty close.
Yeah, I really don't get it. I mean, I don't think he's bad. I just don't understand why he's being elevated above so many other artists who are better and I think equally like palatable to a mainstream audience. I don't think the artists that I listed would be like too much of a turnoff to mainstream radio or anything like that. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and I don't think he's all that good. It seems to me that it's he's really found a way to maybe harness social media in a way that he's connecting with an audience to where like this is a new sound for them and they're not aware of the other people that sound like this. That's probably all it is, but yeah, it stinks.
Could be worse though.
It could be
There are many
worse.
worse
It could be
country
worse.
artists out there. There's many worse pop artists out there. Like I guess sort of a boring heartland rock kind of guy is not the worst thing in the world to have it, top of the Billboard charts.
No. I guess maybe we should be happy about it, but I'm not. Let us know what you think of this record. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and check the video description if you want to join our Patreon or buy some merch or check us out on social media. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.